And Matt Bell here with the Electric Violin Shop. Doing our little NAMM wrap up. Let me move this one camera just a wee bit. Yep. All right, so we are, hey, we're live. As you may guess, that's why it says live. So we are on YouTube and Facebook. What's up, everybody? Thanks for coming. And this is what we're going to call our NAMM wrap up. I was just at NAMM a couple weeks ago in Anaheim, California. If you guys don't know that, it's probably because you were not following us on Instagram. I was like hammer posting on Instagram. It was awesome. Yeah, if you don't follow us on Instagram, please do. It's at Electric Violin Shop. We post a ton of exclusive content there that you will not see in any other place. Posting pictures and stuff every day. A lot of time there's news and stuff that's up there. Hey man, what's happening? For those of you who don't know, NAMM is the National Association of Music Merchandisers, I think, or manufacturers, one of them. But it's the big trade show in the music business. There's actually two of them. There's one in Anaheim. What's up, Italy? The one in Anaheim is the big one. And then Summer NAMM is in Nashville, which is still like a huge conference, but it's not nearly as big. The one in Anaheim is well over 100,000 people. And yeah, it's a lot. The Anaheim Convention Center is like 9 acres of floor space, and we use it all. Ernesto was at NAMM. Debbie was at NAMM. My goodness, everybody's here. Hey, everybody. So we sort of joke about, hey, Tiffany, she was there too. Dang it, everybody. We sort of joke that NAMM, N-A-M-M, stands for Not Available, Maybe May. And this year is definitely one of those years. So there's a lot of stuff. What's up, Brazil? Hey, I was in, not Rio, I was in Sao Paulo last year. That was a lot of fun. Hey, what's up, Andy? Thank you, man. Steve May's here? Goodness. So we sort of joke that NAMM means not available, maybe May. So what everybody does is they debut all their new products at NAMM and sort of go, hey, this is a really exciting thing that we have coming, and you'll be able to get it in a couple of months. So, and a lot of these items that I'm going to tell you about today fall neatly into that category. So yes, there's some exciting new stuff coming in the electric violin world. Not all of it is available yet, but it will be in a couple months. So I'm going to sort of break this into two categories. We're going to talk about instruments and we're going to talk about gear. So as far as instruments, and I'm just going to sort of go down the list, I guess more or less in alphabetical order. What's up, Debbie? So instruments, and I guess the letters and the numbers. I don't know if letters come first or numbers. I don't know. I was never that good at school. So that's why I'm a musician. So, oh yeah, it was very cool. There lots of people were sharing stuff. So 3D various, we'll go with them first because it starts with a number, you know, that. So they go first, and they were just here. So 3D various, these guys, the guys who make this violin and this violin, they have a new prototype violin with LEDs on it. The prototype has 28 LEDs and they're all sort of separate, so they can get colors like swimming all over the thing. And actually, Laurent and I did a gig last Friday. Yeah, last Friday, so like 5 days ago. And we played together, and he got a chance to sort of take the prototype LED violin into like a real world setting rather than a trade show floor or a practice room or whatever. And I think he may have gotten a couple more ideas for features we want to add to that violin. But in any case, it's going to be a roughly $2,000 for that instrument, probably just under, we hope, and should be available this spring. So we've got the Aurora LED violins that we really, really like, and those are like between $1,000 and $1,400, like that are made right here in North Carolina. Those are going to start to become available hopefully in the next month or so. David, the manufacturer, just got married, so there's a whole wedding and all that. That sort of slowed down production a little bit. But we will have some Spectra violins in here very soon. Spectre violins are super complicated. Like they're they're very powerful, and you can do pretty much anything with this violin, but they're a little bit complicated. So if you're a person who likes doing a lot of programming and you like doing a lot of tinkering and messing around with the bits and bytes and electronics and all that, that would be a perfect violin for you. If you want the violin and everything just works and it's not complicated, then the 3D Various may be advanced than the Auroras. Those are going to fall. So when we get the 3D Various in here, I had one in the shop. Actually, if you want to watch, Laurent and I did a live stream last week when he was here, and you can see that violin on that live stream, Facebook and YouTube. But yeah, when we get the production model in, we will let you know right off the bat, okay? The next product is Eastman, and we have talked about this product before, but they had already released it to the public in like limited form. We had one, but their big announcement was at NAMM. Eastman has a new electroacoustic series, in which they can take the Eastman violins that they make, and they can add electronics to those. And these are the ones we call the super stealth, because the violin looks exactly like an acoustic violin. There's no volume knob, there's no visible jack anywhere on the instrument. If you're playing one of these in your orchestra, your director will not know that you can plug that violin in. The jack is hidden in the end pin. So it looks like a standard end pin, but it's got a teeny hole in the middle, and you can plug in a mini jack into that and go out to an amplifier. So totally stealth. Nobody will know that that's an amplifiable violin unless you want them to know. So if that's what you need for your gigs, sometimes there are people like, hey, I want to have an acoustic electric violin, but I can't have any volume knobs. This is an orchestra gig. I can't have any of that. Then Eastman has a product for you. And we were really impressed with how good that violin sounded. So yeah, good stuff. We've already done a review on it, but we'll probably continue to push that so you guys you'll know what's going on. Yamaha has a new SLB 300 bass. They used to have the SLB 200 LTD, which is a really sweet instrument. It was a limited edition. The SLB 300 is going to be a production model bass. And, Yamaha owns Line 6, and Line 6 does a lot of modeling, and they've got all these modeling. They've got the ability to make one thing sound like another thing. So Yamaha and Line 6 put their heads together. They said, hey, we got a bass, and we're going to put some modeling into this bass. So you can play this SLB 300, and if you want it to sound like it's going through a Telefunken microphone or a Neumann microphone, or if you want to sort of change the resonance of the instrument, all that can be done digitally on board the SLB. It sounds incredible. When I was at the NAMM show, they're playing this thing, and man, it sounds exactly like a regular upright bass through a microphone, like a really high-end microphone in a room. It sounds amazing. I was blown away by how good this bass sounded. And those will be available, like anything else from NAMM, soon. They'll be available soon.
One's on the way already.
We have one on the way already. Listen to that. Chris just gave me an update. Beautiful. So there's another instrument, the Geva Novita. We had a Geva electric violin in here when they announced this Novita violin at last year's NAMM. We had one. I loved the way it sounded. I loved the way it played in my hand. It's roughly $1,000. It's got a headphone amp on it. It sounds really good. They were only available in 4-string, but they had Whitner pegs on them. Was a really, really nice sounding and feeling instrument. Our gripe about it was that the shoulder rest was a proprietary thing that came from them, and it sort of attached in, and it fell out half the time, and it felt awful on your shoulder. Everything apart from that was amazing. We loved it, and we're like, you guys really need, like, people spend a lot of time picking out a shoulder rest for their violin. They want to use that shoulder rest. So Geva redesigned the instrument. It now has an attachment where you can put your shoulder rest on the instrument, and we've got 2 of those on the way. They've got a 4-string and a 5-string. I got to play both of them in Anaheim. I'm super happy These are going to be, I think you guys are going to like these a lot. So when we get the new Gava electric violin in, we will do a full live stream on that. We'll do a review, and then you guys, we'll add it to our review videos that we have up, and then you'll have access to that instrument. There's another company that we had them send us an instrument to try out. It's called Urban Strings. They're from Argentina. Got this instrument right here. I have not had a chance to do a full review on this instrument yet. I've sort of played it for about 10 minutes, and I have some thoughts, but we'll do a fuller review for you guys when we've got more information, pricing and all that. Pricing on these is going to be, again, I think under $1,000 on these. Not 100% sure if we're going to be able to work everything out and carry these going forward, but we'll see. Just want to let you know that these are the thing that's out there. These little plastic pieces here can actually be changed out to give you a different shape or a different look. Thought that was kind of cool. And obviously it's a really pretty blue color. They sound nice. They sound good. So again, not a full review on this right now. Just wanted to let you know. And this is Urban Strings out of Argentina. Another instrument we got in, this is a Forte Vio. Again, have not done a full review on this, but wanted you to see it. Next week, the plan is this coming Wednesday, a week from right now, is when we'll do the full review on this instrument. Give me a little more time to get acquainted with it, and we'll do the review on these. These are made in the UK, and they have several different shapes. This is the one that I kind of like the best. And actually, I posted an Instagram story on this. I think 2 different guys like texted me almost immediately. They're like, bro, that thing's awesome. So, yeah. This is kind of cool. It basically started out looking like a regular violin, and he just, took a bandsaw to it and cut it apart. But yeah, kind of a cool instrument here. And thought you guys would dig this, right? So custom headstock on here. And again, we'll do a full review of this instrument a week from today, and you'll be able to see that. But the Forte Vio, that's what that is. Another awesome piece of news for you guys. You know how we've had so much trouble getting Vipers here in the shop? Everybody knows the story about our friend Kenny, who worked at Wood Violins, and it's actually 2 years ago, like this week. Kenny was killed in a car accident, and obviously that's still kind of a semi-fresh wound for a lot of us, but that was it put obviously a big dent in our hearts. It also put a big dent in Viper production in New York, where they make the Vipers. So right now, if you order a Viper, a custom-made Viper, it's about a year from the time you put down a 50% deposit to the time you get your instrument. However, we have not just been sitting here sort of wishing that things were different for the last 2 years. We've actually been working to improve that situation. And this is the 30th anniversary of the Viper. So they're actually going to have a production run of Vipers for that 30th anniversary. 4 and 5 strings only, fretless only, true tone only, and red and black only. Okay, so because with sort of limited choices on that, we're able to get a run of these things made much quicker. So they won't be custom instruments. These are going to be production instruments, 4-string and 5-string only, fretless only, true tone only, not a Barbera pickup. It's not available on this instrument. And red and black. Prices are going to be in like the low to mid $2,000 range. And we're expecting to get our first shipment of those March-ish. March, April. See, not available, maybe May. So there you go. So we will have Vipers in the shop, hanging on the wall. I'm so excited. It's been like 2 years since we've had Vipers in the shop on a regular basis, hanging on a wall, that when you come in, you just pick one up and go, I want this one, and you carry it out the door. Okay? Occasionally we've had one in, but it was really more just luck than anything else. So very exciting. So those are the instrument things that are happening. 3D Various with a new LED violin. Eastman with the Stealth electroacoustic violin. Yamaha with the SLB 300 bass. That's amazing. And then Geva has got their electric violin, Urban Strings, Forte Vio, and then the Viper Classic. So lots of cool stuff happened on the instrument front. That's what, 7 different manufacturers. Now, on the gear side, let's talk about gear. Boss has 2 new products that I'm very excited about. One is the SY1000. Now, Roland makes the GR55 that you use if you're a MIDI violin player and you want to use MIDI stuff, right? If you want to do MIDI violin, you have to buy a GR55. That may have just changed, okay? So we are going to get one of the new Boss SY1000 synthesizers in the shop. They are super powerful. I got a chance to mess with one at NAMM a little bit. It can accept a MIDI input or a 1/4 inch input, which is something that the GR55 cannot do. The GR55 only has a MIDI input. So if you've got a Viper and you want to plug it into a GR55, you are SOL, specifically out of luck. So the SY1000 can do MIDI and 1/4 inch input. Supposedly, and this is going to be super exciting if this works out, supposedly the SY1000 can do pitch to MIDI. Yeah, game changer. Pitch to MIDI through the USB out. So what this means for you guys, if you want to do transcription, assuming this works, I have not tried it, but assuming this works, you can plug your bridge violin or your Yamaha violin or whatever into the SY1000. Plug the SY1000 into your computer and it can do pretty much instantaneous transcription. So if you are a teacher and you want to have some sheet music for your kids, if you are an improviser and you want to sort of see what it looks like written out, the thing that you're improvising, all of this can, in theory, be done with the SY1000, okay? It's called SY1000 because that's about what it costs. They're not cheap. It's about $1,000 for this thing. But, like, if the transcription thing works out, then that's banging because it's going to be really, really amazing for people. And it's going to be like, it's going to be monophonic, which means one note at a time. Monophonic transcription if you have a 1/4 inch input. Polyphonic transcription if you have a MIDI input, okay? So that's exciting. It does not have like the saxophone sound and all that kind of stuff that the GR55 has. If you want your violin to sound like a clarinet, which I don't know why you would, if you do, we should talk. But if you want your violin to sound like a clarinet or an accordion or whatever, the SY1000 is not for you. You still want to stay with the GR55. But the SY1000 has an insane number of synths in it. If you're a synthy kind of person, SY1000 could be a super, super powerful piece of gear for you. Again, we'll do a full review of that when we get it in, but that's what I know about it so far, okay? Boss also has another product called the Waza Air, and this Waza Air is absolutely going to end up in Matt Bell's personal collection. It's a full practice rig, right? Wireless practice rig. Oh, hear me? Wireless practice rig. What it is a set of headphones, like your Bluetooth headphones. You got your Beats. You got your Beats headphones, right? No, you don't have Beats headphones. That's crazy talk. But it's, your Bluetooth headphones that you wear to the gym because you don't want people to talk to you, or you're wearing on an airplane or whatever. Your regular Bluetooth headphones. It's those, but it also has this little dude right here, the little Boss WL7 or 10 or 50 or whatever number. It's got the little transmitter. You plug this into your violin, put the headphones on, and whoop, real time, it's wirelessly throwing your signal to the headphones. And everybody's like, well, whatever, you can do that with Bluetooth. No, you cannot with Bluetooth. Bluetooth has a latency of up to like a second. So you play a note and a second later it appears in your ears. That's no good, right? That won't work. So This is a practice rig that you can use in real time, like super low latency. So it's wireless rather than Bluetooth. Does that make sense? But remember, Boss is who has the Katana amp with all the different amp models and effects and stuff built into it. The headphones have that too. The headphones have all of the Katana effects, the reverbs, the choruses, the delays, the flangers, the phasers, the overdrives. All that stuff is built into these headphones. So if you want to say, hey, I want to practice my, I want to practice all my rock stuff with distortion, all that can be done straight into your headphones. You want to practice your classical stuff with a little bit of reverb on it, whatever, straight into your headphones. And there's more. If you want to play with backing tracks, while the Waza Air headphones are connected to your instrument through the wireless, they can also be connected to your phone, and you can, you can send stuff from iTunes or YouTube or whatever. You got backing tracks. You can play those into your headphones wirelessly. So you can practice. You got your phone in your pocket, got the headphones on. We're rocking out. We're doing it. So I think price point is around $300, $299 maybe. So a little bit pricey for a practice rig, but considering everything it can do, very, very cool. I'm definitely going to get one of these. So that's exciting. So the Boss has the SY1000 synthesizer, easy for you to say, and the Waza Air headphones. Banging. Very cool announcement now. Line 6 has a new product. They have what they call the Pod Go. Okay, I'm a Helix guy. I think you guys all know I'm a Helix guy. I have 3 Helices. I have a Helix LT, I have a Helix Floor, and I have the Helix HX Stomp. So the LT is sort of my backup unit. The Helix Floor is my main touring rig, and then the HX Stomp is my fly rig. And each one is good for what it's good for. The Pod Go, the thing about the Helix, they sound amazing. They are a little bit, if you're sort of new to the world of effects, they may be a little intimidating to program. I have an engineering degree and a minor in computer science, so I'm not afraid to dive under the hood of this thing and really spend some time programming. If you're fairly new to this and you're like, yeah, I want to sound really good, but I don't want to have to be an electrical engineer to do this, then the Pod Go may be for you. It does not have all of the routing options that the Helix does. The Helix, part of what makes it really useful for me and for a lot of the high-end users is that you can do pretty much anything with a Helix. You're only limited by your imagination. The bad thing for people who are new to effects is that you can do pretty much anything. You're only limited by your imagination. So it's a lot. It's like handing a 16-year-old the keys to a Lamborghini. Like they're just going to wrap it around a tree. The Pod Go has all of the sounds that the Helix has, all these amazingly good models and sounds. But it's much, much easier to program. It's a little more limited, but it's got, so it's, and then price range is going to be, I think, $449. So $100 or so more than the ME80, $150 more than the ME80, but significantly more powerful. So if you're a person like, hey, I want something that's very simple to use like the ME80, but I'm willing to be a little more complicated than the ME80 in order to get some more flexibility, the Pod Go is going to be a fantastic device for you. And those also will be available soon, okay? I talked to the folks at iSolo. Remember the little wireless mics that you can stick onto your instrument? I got them hooked up. Chloe Trevor is now a new iSolo artist. Vi Wickham is a violinist in the Western United States, tours all over the world, but he is also a new iSolo artist. These things sound really, really good. You're looking at price point like $350, I think, for the basic model, maybe $550 for the more advanced one that's got more options in it. But they've also upgraded, so if you say you're Chloe Trevor and you've got a violin that's like worth as much as your house and you don't really want to put a sticky pad on your violin, they have a new clamp. that'll mount on the side of the instrument, sort of like your chin rest does, and then the microphone mounts onto that clamp. It never touches the finish of your instrument, okay? If you're like me, you know, my instrument's nice, but it didn't Chloe Trevor nice. I'll throw a sticky pad on mine. I'm fine with it. It doesn't leave any residue. It's not going to hurt anything. But, you know, people who have very expensive instruments, they're kind of funny about their instruments. They don't want stuff stuck on there. If you are a teacher, I think Megan Burson just bought one of these for her students. It's a really cool thing because say if you got your kids doing a recital, your average 5-year-old can't generate enough sound out of a violin to fill a recital hall full of people. So either everybody sits there craning their neck forward, or you're trying to like stick a boom microphone over, and 5-year-olds aren't really known for their ability to stand still. What are we asking? All right, I'll try to get into that. So yeah, so a 5-year-old can't really generate enough sound to fill a recital hall, but you put the little sticky microphone on their violin, all of a sudden you could turn them up and grandma can hear them. The hearing aids aren't squalling out in the audience, and it's a lot better, right? So mom's out there with her cell phone or her iPad. Grandmas are the ones with iPads, right? They're filming with their iPad. Looks like they're trying to drive a television down the road. So everybody can film you, they can hear you, and then, you know, the next little kid comes up, you go, whoosh, pull the mic off kid A's violin, stick it on kid B, we're going. We're playing the next tune. We got Lightly Row coming in quadraphonic sound. So yes, the iSolo microphone, they're continuing to develop that. Actually, their higher end product also has the option to either use the wireless mic or to use a pickup and transmit it wirelessly. So if you've got a low volume gig tonight, say you're doing you're doing like a cocktail hour or something, you don't have a drummer, so it's cool, we can just use a mic, you get the most natural sound. That's fantastic. Maybe tomorrow night you're on stage with a drummer, just plug the pickup in and you're using the same piece of gear. And that's really exciting. That's iSolo. Those are going to be available soon. Bags, LR Bags, always a leader in the industry. They've got a new pedal called the Soundscape. It's a little bit similar to the Tone Dexter, for those of you who are familiar with that piece of gear. The Tone Dexter is designed to make the pickup on your violin sound more like a microphone, right? Because we like isolation of a pickup, but we like the tone of a microphone. So what the Tone Dexter does is it allows you to sort of teach it, okay, my pickup sounds like this, my microphone sounds like this. It does a little math to calculate the difference between the two, and then it can make your pickup sound like a microphone. That's really cool. The Bag Soundscape does more or less the same thing, but it does it differently. Instead of with a Tone Dexter, you have to use the actual microphone you want, and it's going to sound like a microphone. Bags goes, yeah, we don't want to sound like a microphone. We want to actually sound like your, well, in their case, guitar. Bags developed this for acoustic guitar. So what you do is you plug your instrument in their case, it's an acoustic guitar. We have not tried this on violin yet, but we're going to. So in the way they develop the product is that you plug your acoustic guitar into the pedal, and then if you have an iPhone, and it has to be an iPhone because the iPhone microphone is a known thing, you set your iPhone on the table in front of you, you play the guitar, right? The iPhone hears the guitar, and they can do some math to say, okay, if it sounds like this to the iPhone, this is what it sounds like to a human being. And then, so the pedal hears your pickup, the iPhone hears your guitar and the room, then they do some math. Hey, Tara. They do some math, and you can blend, just like with the Tone Dexter or the Fishman Aura, you can blend in the sound that the iPhone hears, says, okay, this is the profile of your guitar or violin. You can blend it in to mix it in with the sound that came from your pickup. The demo they did at NAMM was a really nice sounding guitar with a really crappy sounding pickup in it. And so when he had just his pickup run to the speaker, you're hearing this, right? It's kind of this nasally, tinny sounding thing coming through the speakers. You're like, yeah, I can hear your guitar in the room. It sounds way nicer than what's coming out of the speaker. Well, he'd already calibrated the thing with his iPhone, and he starts dialing in the microphone sound. And oh my goodness, all of a sudden, what was coming out of the speaker sounded like what was coming out of the sound hole of his guitar. Again, we have not tried this on a violin. I have not even tried it, say, if I plug a Zeta violin into the pedal and then play my acoustic violin into the iPhone. I think there's a chance we can fool this thing. And it's a good chance that with this Bags product, you can get acoustic violin sound out of an electric violin. That will give us a couple more options. It'll give us one more option in that area. So we got the V sound that can use impulse responses. You've got the Fishman Aura, which basically uses a tone matching technique. We don't carry the tone dexter, but the tone dexter is out there. You can use that for sort of trying to match microphones and pickups. And then the Bags Soundscape. Yeah, it's a LR Bags product. This Bags product should be able to like take the sound of your instrument in a room and equate that to what's coming out of a pickup. Okay, so again, not available yet, but coming. So be patient. We will do a full review when we get it in. There is one last piece of gear I want to talk to you about, and it is from our friends at Rapco Horizon. You probably know them as a cable company. But they have a new product called the Weems. That's a great name for something. Hey, there's my wife. She's in Guatemala. What's happening? So the Weems is W-I-E-M-S, Wireless In-Ear Monitor System. So we probably get 5 or 10 questions a week from people. Hey, you guys say in-ear monitors are the bomb.com, and they are. So which ones do you recommend? Until now, I can just tell you what I've toured with, and they're expensive, you know, roughly $1,500 per person. So if you want wireless in-ear monitors, go ahead and break out your checkbook. Some of you kids don't know what a checkbook is. Break out your dad's ATM card, and then you can, or your dad's PayPal, or your mom's PayPal, or whoever, anybody but your own. Who wants to use their own PayPal? That's crazy. So before I was going to say, spend a lot of money. We have not had a chance. I got the chance to try these wireless IEMs, at NAMM. NAMM is this insane cacophony of drums and saxophones and just people talking. It's so loud in their room. I can't tell you with any certainty like what the audio quality is on these because it's in a super loud room. But it sounded pretty good to me, honestly. These little wireless IEMs, the transmitter sticks directly into the XLR out of, say, your front of house soundboard will have an auxiliary send for, say, you know, they've said, okay, you're a fiddle player, you get aux 5. All right, aux 5. So I can stick this little transmitter into aux 5, the send on the board, and it will... And I can dial in the mix that I want, and it will throw that wirelessly to my ears. And I've got a wireless in-ear monitor system for about $350, which is like a third or a fourth of the systems that I've been touring with. So we're really excited about this. We're going to get 1 or 2 of those in to try them out. And I'll take one out to a gig or something, and we'll give you a review on that. Yeah, I'm not doing any instrument reviews today. Sorry, bro. But in the next couple of weeks, we'll be back to doing those. If you would like to hear a JLP violin, you can go to our YouTube channel, and we've got reviews up on there all over the place. So yeah, Timmy, just we're not doing any of those today. We're talking about the NAMM show. But if you want to hear a JLP violin, we've got some videos up on our YouTube channel. Thank you. So yeah, that's the gear. The Boss SY1000 synthesizer. The Boss Waza Air headphones. What's up, Remus? The Line 6 Pod Go, which is sort of like it's like a Helix, but not quite. The iSolo wireless mic. They've got some new stuff going on. The Bags Soundscape, which is very exciting. Have not tried that on a violin yet, but it's very promising. And then the wireless in-ear monitor system. So yeah, lots of new stuff. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 6 new pieces of equipment, and then 7 new sort of instrument pieces of news for you guys. The other thing that we did at NAMM was we had our second annual Fiddle Hang. And the first annual Fiddle Hang we did, if Daniela is still here, we were in Anaheim for the NAMM show, and there's probably 50 or 60 electric violinists or creative violinists in the crowd. And we all went to go see Black Violin and Daniela playing at NAMM, and then we all got to hang out, and a bunch of connections were made there, like people who knew about each other through social media but had never had a chance to hang out, right? So you've got guys like D Sharp, who's got like 1.5 million subscribers on YouTube, and then you know, gets a chance to meet Martha Mook, who has been an electric violist for many, many years. She's sort of the OG of electric viola. Those two knew about each other, but had never had a chance to meet. And Andrew Glasser, who makes bows and violins, got a chance to meet Jesus Florido, who is, you know, those two guys know 100 people in common, but the two of them had never met. So, and the next thing you know, I'm seeing all these collaboration videos come out from people who met at that event, and it was really awesome. So we got here a great concert, 2 great concerts, and then a bunch of people got to meet each other. It was really fun. So we decided, hey, let's do it again. So we did this year, Patrick Contreras, who's this rising star from Fresno. He's a Zeta artist. He was playing a show in Anaheim, and we all, like 40 or 50 of us, all went to the show that he was playing. He and his band played for about an hour, and then probably 30 of us took turns getting up on stage with him and his band and had this insane jam session for like an hour. So if you guys want to sort of check, I'm sure all over Patrick's YouTube or Patrick's Facebook page, his Facebook is Violin on Fire. His Instagram is Violin on Fire. If you go to Violin on Fire, you're going to find all these videos of the Fiddle Hang from this year. We're going to do it again next year for sure. There's definitely going to be a 3rd annual Fiddle Hang in Anaheim during NAMM week. So if you guys are thinking, hey, I would really love to go be part of the NAMM thing, but I just really need one more reason to sort of put me over the top to say, okay, I'm going to fly out to Anaheim and spend, you know, 3 or 4 days hanging out in this insane, like, aerial assault on your senses. If you needed one more reason to come hang out at NAMM, the 3rd annual Fiddle Hang is definitely going to happen. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to work out. We're actually trying to come up with a couple ideas now to make it even better than the last 2 were. But we'll keep it. We got almost a year to figure this thing out. So there will definitely be a 3rd annual Fiddle Hang in Anaheim. If you're sort of convinced you wanted to go to NAMM, you should be totally convinced now. And yeah, just come meet everybody. Brian King Joseph was there, the guy from America's Got Talent. I told you D Sharp was there. Drew Ford, that viola kid, he was there. Ross Holmes was there. Rob Flax was there. Jesus Florido was there. Gosh, I mean, there's no possible way to name everybody. But everybody was there. It was really, really amazing. So you should totally come. Ned Steinberger didn't make it this year. He made it last year, but from NS Design, he is often at this event. Sometimes Mark Wood pops his head in. Steve Carlson from Zeta was there. David Gage was there, the guy that makes realist violins. So several manufacturers, a bunch of players. The 3D Various crew was there. Yeah, just an insane number of players, an insane number of manufacturers, all just hanging out and getting to know each other on a personal level and trading business cards and trading CDs back and forth. And I fully expect to see some more collaborations come out of that meeting, okay? Speaking of David Gage and Realist, he and I are this is inside information for you guys, so don't tell anybody, but, you know, we're friends, so it's cool. We're exploring the idea of doing maybe a summer Fiddle Hang in New York. So we'll maybe do a winter one in LA, a summer one in New York. Who knows? It's a possibility. We'll certainly let you guys know if it looks like that's going to happen. Okie dokie. Don't tell anybody. It's on the DL. All right. Also, I'll tell you guys because you're cool. We just released, I don't know, episode 45 maybe of Rockstar Violinist, the podcast. That was really fun. And I'm blanking on who I interviewed. Whose interview was that just came out? There's so many. I know Matt Vanicoro came out in December. He is the keyboard player for Mark Wood's band. And his interview was really fantastic. Who did I interview? Oh yeah, David Wallace, head of the string department at Berkeley. David Wallace is an electric violist and a composer and a singer and a teacher and a rock star in every possible way. Check out his interview. It's a secret. I can't tell anybody who the next episode is, Shauna Tucker. But it's going to be really good. You're going to like her, Shauna Tucker, the cellist who works here at Electric Violin Shop. That's going to be the next episode. Shh, it's a secret. You can't tell anybody. But that episode will be coming out in a week or two. So if you guys love Shauna, and you should, we're going to get a chance to chat with her. But it's not announced. I can't tell you who it's going to be, Shauna Tucker. So yeah, and then I did an interview yesterday. I will not tell you who that is, but the interview that's coming out in March is going to be, you're going to like that too. And I've got a couple more coming. So some big stars, big stars, very big show coming to you guys. So Rockstar Violinist, the podcast, you can find it on Stitcher, you can find it on iTunes, you can find it on Google Play, or if you're not on any of those apps, soundcloud.com/rockstarviolinist. Okay. Also coming from us are going to be 60-second tour videos of every single instrument that we carry. So our YEV video is out now. And basically we sort of zoom around the YEV with the camera so you can see all the nitty-gritty details of what the instrument looks like. And at the same time, you can hear that instrument being played. I'm guessing we're probably in the 30 or 40 different models of instruments. So those videos are going to start trickling out to you. And if you're trying to compare like a wave violin to a YEV violin, and you can't come here to Durham to hang out in our shop, then the video is sort of going to be the next closest thing. We've got review videos where I play several violins back to back. Excuse me, my goodness. It was a really good taco, both times. So we've got the review videos where I do a live stream like this, and I play the instruments and show them to you. But in these little tour videos, it is the instrument plugged directly into a interface and recorded direct. So you're not hearing it in the room, you're not hearing it through an amplifier. It's direct into a recording software, and it's going to be the same tune for each instrument. So yes, I am sick of that tune at this point, even though it's my tune. Yeah, I'm sick of that tune. But it's the same tune for each instrument, so you'll really be able to play one video, play another, play them back and forth, and really hear direct into the computer exactly what those two instruments sound like, okay? So the YEV video is out. The next 30 or so videos are forthcoming. So, all right, that's all I've got for today. Next week, a week from today, we're going to be reviewing this instrument right here, the Forte Vio violin, and the maker of this, Valentin, is planning to join us. He is in the UK, but he's planning to join us for that. I really like how you can hold this thing like a handle. Valentin's going to be joining us so he can answer any questions that you have, and we'll play it, we'll spin it around, we'll let you look at it again, and I'll smell it, tell you what it smells like, and yeah, it'll be fun. So we'll see you next week for a review of the Forte Vio violin. All right? Thank you guys for hanging.